I got a beard.
I like your beard.
I'm so glad you approve.
Yeah, right. Grizzly Adams had a beard.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Got me a beard.
He was a man. He had a beard.
Got me a beard. Yes, I got
St. Damian's beard.
got me a beard. Got me a beard. Got me a beard. Got me a beard. 'Cause if your dad got
All right. Thanks for joining me once again. This week's episode of the Beardcast, number 5. Got a lot to get to today, so we're going to jump right into it. The big projects that we did this week, we actually did something kind of every day. So we got to record a lot in studio, which is awesome. We love doing that. So first thing that we recorded, Matt paired us off into groups, and we recorded a kind of back and forth radio ad. So not necessarily something that would play for a commercial, but something that would play during the broadcast, before they go to break, or something where it's the actual on-air talent doing the commercial. Matt paired us off. I got to work with Ira. She and I worked on the first project, which was the Match.com commercial, like we were talking about. And basically what it was, we were supposed to give away a subscription to Match.com, which we did that, and then basically just, kind of give the details on how they would win and stuff like that. So that's the first thing that we're going to play. So that's going to play now. And then when we get back, I'm going to talk about some of the other projects that I, again, worked with Ira on.
You're back with A Smile and the Beard on 104.9 The Edge.
Hey, A-Smile.
Yeah, Beard.
Have you heard about this thing that is Match.com?
Yeah, I've seen it, writing down 55, but what about it?
Well, as a matter of fact, right now, here on 104.9 The Edge, we're actually giving away 2 free subscriptions to Match.com.
2? Well, do you get 2 subscriptions, or what happens?
Well, actually, we're giving away, for one lucky guy and one lucky girl, a full year's subscription to Match.com with unlimited matches and messaging.
Unlimited matches and messages? For how long?
For 1 full year.
1 full year. That's a long time. I think that's a very good deal. Gives you some time to get to know the person, right?
Absolutely.
Well, what do they have to do?
It's pretty simple, guys. Text A-Smile to 104901, and girls, text Beard to 104902 for your chance to win.
Coming back from break, we have Bruno Mars,
Katy Perry,
and Lady Gaga with her new song,
Applause. Okay, so it was a pretty good attempt. Obviously, it was a back and forth type of a thing, so we got to work off of each other. So I thought that was pretty good. Matt gave us good feedback. He liked our pacing and things like that. We came under in our time, and all those types of things were good. The next thing that we worked on was actually something that's a little out of my realm of what I'm looking to do, and that is doing kind of segues between songs. Now, of course, as many of you have probably heard me say on the Beardcast, I'm not really looking to do music radio. I'm really focused on sports radio, but it's something that, obviously it's part of the curriculum, so I had to do it. And it's a good thing to know, just in case, hey, if that job comes out there and they say, hey, you want to do music radio and we're going to pay you this money? Well, of course I'm going to do it. So, but basically the whole point of the assignment was to take 2 songs and kind of fade one down, fade the other one up, and do the segue in between. The first one that you'll hear is just me taking from, it's actually 2 different rock songs. So from rock song, just identifying who it was that was playing and who's playing next, and then going into the next song. And then the second one that you're going to hear, and I'm going to play them back to back. But the second one that you're going to hear is actually more of a pop thing. But that one was a little different because he wanted us to do like a giveaway or some kind of commercial like that. So I did that as part of the songs. And of course, I did that on purpose because I had more time during the pop songs because of the length of time in between, when the first one ended and when the vocals start for the next one. So I got to do those. And like I said, I'm going to play those back to back, and then we'll come back to what we worked on Thursday. You're listening to 104.9 The Edge. You just heard Live It Up by Airborne. Up next, we have Rise Against with their new hit single, Lanterns. You're listening to 104.9 The Edge. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to be giving away a free Xbox One to one lucky listener. Up next, we've got Pink with her single, Try. So those were fun. Obviously, one of the things I got a lot of feedback on with those was to bring my energy level up because, especially for the pop song one, it's a pop song, it's a pop station, I'd want to be a little more energetic, and I got that. So I definitely, understood that. But he thought that the kind of the time that I took and those types of stuff was really, really good. So I got good feedback from that. Thursday, so our last day in class last week, we did go over a new thing, and it was actually pretty exciting for me. It hit kind of close to home for me because what we did was we read a PSA, a public service announcement. Now, for those of you who don't know, and probably only a few of you do know, the reason that I kind of got interested in radio, and this is going years back from when I worked back at Dominic's. We used to do the over the intercom, say, we're collecting donations for breast cancer awareness or prostate cancer awareness or whatever the cause was that we were collecting money for. Well, normally there was a specific person that used to do it. Well, they were gone for a month, and they asked me to do it while he was gone. And I was a little apprehensive at first, but at the same time, I was like, well, let me try it. It'll be fun. So I did it, and I had a blast. I thought it was fantastic. I felt really comfortable reading. The first time, obviously, I was a little rusty or kind of, a little nervous. But after that, I really opened up, and it was fun. And I kind of thought, I liked the way it sounded. I got a lot of good feedback saying it sounded, professional. It sounded good. So I was like, well, hey, that might be something I could do as a career. Now, granted, it took me, probably about 10 years, if not a little bit more, to make the jump to actually, start studying for that. But, at the same time, obviously that's part of the journey. But so it was fun to actually do those because, again, I had a little more of that incentive to do well because this is what got me to do it. So that's the first thing that you're going to hear. And it's pretty short, so I'm not even going to come back from that one. I'm going to go right into the second project, which was mentioned on a couple Beardcasts ago, where we were going to do the kind of team project where we would talk about what we would improve at Illinois Center for Broadcasting if we could, and do that. Matt broke us up into partners again, and actually I worked with Bob this time, which was fun. Bob and I we have good chemistry, we get along, and we were able to play off of each other. And that's how we did the spot. We did it as if it was basically a radio broadcast. We came back from break, or actually I think came back from a song, you'll hear, and then as soon as we came back, it was like, oh, well, we're talking about Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Well, you're here, how it worked. But it was great because we worked off of each other. And actually, it's funny because it's about a minute long that you're going to hear. But when we recorded it, it was actually closer to about, I don't know, it was closer to about 5 minutes worth of stuff that we just kept going back and forth about it. And we realized, Matt wanted this to be a minute. We should cut this down. So it was kind of fun. But we got really good feedback. Matt really liked the way that we were. Now, obviously, there were some drawbacks, and you'll kind of hear the way that the mic doesn't sound as good because we had to kind of have it in between us because there was only one mic. So instead of recording our stuff separate, we really wanted to play off of each other. So we just played with one mic in between us and really went from there. So it could have been better if we would have had multiple mics, but I still think the point got across what we were going to do, and our levels were pretty good. So here comes, again, the American Heart Association PSA, and then the Illinois Center for Broadcasting Improvement session with Bob and Dan. The American Heart Association is looking for volunteers for their Heart Drive 2013 event taking place next weekend. If you would like to help, call 1-800-334-3300. Have a heart. Help the American Heart Association by volunteering. Call 1-800-334-3300. You're back on 104.3 The Edge with Bob and Dan. Today we're talking about Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Specifically, what can be done to improve the school. What are your thoughts, Bob?
Well, I'll tell you, Dan, the curriculum is outstanding, but something I really have a problem with is I really like to drink Coke. Okay, and I come in here and they have RC.
Ooh.
I'm like, I can't even get a Coke. I mean, what's the world coming to here?
Oh, I'll tell you. With you pay your tuition, you show up to class, and there's no Coke.
No Pepsi either.
Ooh.
I mean, with no Coke, no Pepsi. You remember that Saturday Night Live skit? No Coke, no Pepsi, only RC.
Ugh.
What's going on? Anyhow, and another thing is, like, I got to drive over 1 mile to the nearest place to get something to eat. And the vending machines here only have junk food. No fruit, no nothing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, what it would be so hard to get a salad in here? I mean, come on, how hard would that be? So, this has been Dan
And Bob.
on 104.3 The Edge. Until next time, stay tuned for your local news. All right. So, again, that was a fun project to do. Had a good time with Bob doing that, and got really good feedback from Matt. He said it was pretty good. On the kind of ending this off, I wanted to talk about a couple things. One, I did get a chance to send some of my resumes out there for internships. Hopefully I'll hear back a little bit more. At the beginning of the week, I'll hear a little bit more from them as far as to come in for interviews and stuff like that. But we finally got our stuff approved and we were able to send it. Saturday also was pretty neat because I got to come to it was almost not really a round table, but just a panel discussion where they had Herb Lawrence, who is a content producer on The Score, along with Rick Camp, who's a part-time producer on The Score, who actually is they're both ICB graduates. Rick very recently, just from a couple years ago, and then also Cameron, and I can't remember his full name, so I apologize for that. But he's actually a broadcaster for CSN 100, which is kind of the Comcast, local Comcast kind of station. It's not just sports, but they do a lot more with like high school sports and things like that. And he's actually on air. And that's actually TV. So it was just a chance for them to kind of talk about the sports world and stuff like that with us. And so I sat in on that. It was really informative, and so that was really fun. And that's what I got to do on Saturday. Going forward next week, going to have more information on hopefully some internship news, as well as what we're going to be doing in class. We only have a couple more weeks left. We have next week, of course, shortened for the holiday, and then the week after that, and then we're done with radio for for actually about a month and a half that we're going to be done with radio for. And then we'll go right from there into TV, as a matter of fact. But once again, as we end this off, as I do every week, if you have any comments, any feedback, please go ahead and leave that either in the comment section here on YouTube, or if you want to message me on Facebook or email or text, of course, go ahead and send that. And until I talk to you guys next week, hopefully have a very happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday, and I will talk to you again next week.